Why drawing from photos is treacherous. Drawing from photos versus drawing from life by Vladimir London. As the Drawing Academy founder and tutor, I get many questions from Academy students and subscribers. Some of the questions fall to the same category. Many want to know, is it good to draw from photos? Does Drawing Academy course have lessons on how to draw from photos? Does the drawing course provide photos to draw from? And so on. To answer these questions and help you to decide whether to draw from photos or from life, I created this presentation. I cover this topic in depth and raise questions you might want to discuss. You may agree or disagree with opinions expressed in this presentation. Let your voice be heard. Please make comments and ask questions below. I will be happy to answer your question in another video presentation. My name is Vladimir London, and I am passionate about teaching art students how to draw using traditional drawing skills that have been developing since the time of the old masters. My fine art education spans over 15 years and includes intense learning of drawing, painting, sculpture, composition, and history of art. I also have an art teacher degree, which makes me qualified to talk on the subject of how to learn drawing. Do you find drawings from photos appealing? I'm sure you've seen on the internet intricately done drawings in hyper-realistic style. Such drawings in graphite pencil can appear as realistic as black and white photos, and there's a reason why they look like photos. They've been hand-copied from photographs. I have to give credit to those craftsmen and crafts-ladies that painstakingly copied photos onto drawing paper. Such dedication required a great deal of patience, attention to detail, thoroughness, and other skills. I'm sure the results are gratifying to them, and many viewers find those drawings quite pleasing. At the same time, there are many people, including professional fine artists with solid traditional art education, who do not support the idea of drawing from photos. Let's see why. Is drawing from photos fine art? Hyper-realistic copies from photos might look impressive in real life due to the fact that they are not photographs but hand-drawn pieces. The paradox is, the more accurate a copy is drawn, the less valuable as an object of art it becomes. I will illustrate this statement with a simple example. When a traditional professional piece of art is photographed, this photo still gives an idea of the true representation of the artist's feelings, thoughts, and beliefs, his or her personal artistic style, art school, art movement, and so on. You may think making such a copy is true art because it requires skills not everyone possesses. Yet, it is a valid point, and I totally agree that hyperrealistic copying of photos demands skills in rendering shades and correctly seeing and judging tonal values, being patient and precise, how to scale a drawing up or down, and how to accurately transfer it onto a paper. But those skills are mechanical, not creative. Whoever has those abilities is a good copier, which doesn't make him or her a fine artist. Being a fine artist requires something else above those mechanical skills. Look at it this way. If someone rewrites the book by Leo Tolstoy, War and Peace, copying more than 3 million characters of over 500,000 words, it would be a good copy of the book. We can admire the effort and undertaking of this immense task, but wouldn't make that person an author. No matter how accurate the copy of a book is, it doesn't make the copier a writer. The same goes for visual art. A perfect copy done from a photo does not make one a fine artist. And exactly for the same reason, the process of copying from a photo cannot be called fine art in its real meaning. Why do people draw from photos? You may say, it is easier to copy than to draw from life or imagination. A beginner can achieve better-looking results faster. It doesn't require long and intense art education and practice. It doesn't require a knowledge of human anatomy and proportions. It doesn't require a knowledge of how to draw in perspective and composition. It feels good when results look so professional. It is good to have positive feedback, approval, and recognition from others. This list can be even longer since everyone has his or her own reasons. Or it could be as short as, I draw it and I like it. When did drawing from photos start? I think with the invention of photography. People are always looking to make jobs easier. We've seen a sharp increase in drawings from photos with the advancement of photographic equipment. Since high megapixel digital cameras became affordable in the mass market, it has reflected on a number of gifted amateurs who copy photos inch by inch, pixel by pixel. This practice is fueled by peer approval on social networks. It's also found its way to the very top of the art industry. Every year, I visit the BP Portrait Award exhibition in London. Every year, among the artworks, many oversized hyper-realistic portraits are exhibited, which are clearly hand-copied dot by dot. Such copying is totally mindless. It includes photo lens distortions, focusing imperfections, photo perspective, etc. The only question that comes to my mind when looking on such portraits is, why? Why someone wasted so much time and energy to become a human photocopier? Why portray every pore on a face with equal attention to main and secondary parts of the image? Why create a carbon copy of a digital image without adding any creativity whatsoever? I am sure there are many people who will not agree with this opinion. Many may say, but copies from photos look so realistic. I wish I could do that. Would the old masters use photography for their masterpieces? I think if the old masters had access to modern equipment, they would use it, but not to copy from photos. They would use photos for inspiration, as a point of reference, as albums, archives, and similar. Here's what the old masters say about drawing. Drawing is based upon perspective, which is nothing else than a thorough knowledge of the function of the eye. Leonardo da Vinci. No one should ever imitate the style of another because, with regard to art, he will be called a nephew and not a child of nature. Leonardo da Vinci. An artist must have his measuring tools not in the hand but in the eye. Michelangelo. Choose only one master. Nature. Rembrandt. Copying from photos versus fine drawing. You may say, so what? Let's judge by results. An artwork looks great and who cares if it was done from a photo? If the objective were to produce a realistic-looking image by hand, then for someone with no formal art education, it would be easier to copy a photo than to create an original artwork. However, if someone wants to learn how to draw, copying from photos would do more harm than good. An amateur, self-taught artist or a beginner might be confused at this point. How is drawing from photos not helpful in acquiring good drawing skills? Photos provide visual help to an amateur artist because it's much easier to reproduce a two-dimensional image on a flat surface of a paper. I remember reading one artist's story when he confessed that, despite becoming a recognized portrait artist, he had real difficulties drawing those portraits from life. He secretly photographed sitters in his studio and then worked from the photos. He admitted that he learned how to draw from photos, and he was never able to progress his art skills. Here it comes, the most important question of this presentation. Why is drawing from photos not good for you? There are 7 main reasons why drawing from photos prevents development of good art skills. 1. Copying two-dimensional photos inhibits an artist from seeing objects in volumes and space. 2. It prevents an artist from judging distances and perspective. 3. The artist doesn't think and visualize the three-dimensional nature of an object, but subconsciously regards all objects and shapes two-dimensionally as seen in photos. 4. By copying flat images, an artist doesn't make a constructive drawing. There is no comprehensive understanding of objects' masses and their spatial relationship. 5. Drawing from photos forces an artist to draw what he or she sees rather than what one knows. 6. It stops an artist from learning and following the traditional, time-proven, step-by-step drawing methods, which have been perfected by many generations of fine artists, starting from the old masters. 7. Working from photos prevents an artist from learning from his or her mistakes, and it makes it impossible to improve drawing skills by analyzing and fixing those mistakes. Drawing from photos wires an artist's brain to become a copier, not a creator. Artists' eyes get used to flat images, and it is very hard, if not impossible, to re-educate such an artist into drawing from life. Here is the biggest downside of drawing from photos. If you get too used to copying flat images, you will most likely limit your ability to learn how to draw proficiently. To understand why, we have to explore one more question. How does the magic of drawing happen? If your goal is to learn how to draw, you need to develop your eyes, your hand, and above all, your head to achieve success. The magic of drawing isn't just happening on paper, it's mostly in one's head. Any monkey can make a mark with a pencil, but no monkey can draw. Drawing is a quite complex cognitive process, which is very different than the one that happens during copying. By drawing from photos, a draftsman will not develop the mental progression of observing, processing, interpreting, and then expressing a three-dimensional space on a flat surface, which is called drawing. Quite the opposite, those thoughts and processes will be suppressed and replaced by others that help to reproduce a two-dimensional image on a flat surface. That is why copying from photos will push an art student further away from the goal he or she wants to achieve, that of developing good drawing skills. The old master understood this theory extremely well. Here's what Leonardo da Vinci said. The painter who draws by practice and judgment of the eye without the use of reason is like the mirror which reproduces within itself all the objects which are set opposite to it without knowledge of the same. Michelangelo Buonarroti put it even more plainly. A man paints with his brains and not with his hands. Drawing is a function of the brain. I advocate the thesis that a fine artist draws what he knows, not what he sees. This goes perfectly with another quote from the famous artist Rembrandt. Try to put well in practice what you already know, and in doing so you will in good time discover the hidden things which you now inquire about. Practice what you know, and it will help to make clear what now you do not know. How about drawing commissioned portraits from photos? When it comes to drawing commissioned portraits, some say that drawing from a photo is very helpful because even a mediocre artist can achieve a great likeness, and a client doesn't need to pose for hours. I do not disagree with these points. However, it comes back to the question, can a copy from a photo be called fine art? When clients ask for a portrait, they don't necessarily have a clear idea what they want. An accurate image of themselves done by hand, or a creative, skillful, and artistic representation of their persona in graphical form. I am sure clients already have personal photos. Who doesn't? So most likely, they have in mind a piece of art that portrays them. They probably want to see their image through the eyes of a fine artist. The originality of an artwork, that's what counts here and makes a portrait more valuable. Most likely, clients want a unique, stylish, and professionally done masterpiece that mirrors their inner self. This can only be achieved by the cognitive process of drawing, not absent-minded copying. Of course, a portrait must have likeness. And what if an artist has no skills to achieve it? There's no other way but to learn how to draw. Here we come to an important question. How do I get good drawing skills? If you want to be a skilled copier, please do so, but don't expect to become an artist. By copying, you will always be handicapped by the aid of a two-dimensional image you have to reproduce. If you want to develop your drawing skills to the level of drawing whatever you want from life or from your imagination, there is no other way but to learn how to draw. It is never too late to learn drawing. One of the greatest artists who ever lived, Michelangelo, once said, "I'm still learning." He also mentioned, "If people knew how hard I worked to achieve my mastery, it wouldn't seem so wonderful after all." Yes, learning to draw takes time and effort, and if your aim is to become a good artist, the time spent on learning is well worth it. Whatever your age, you can learn good drawing skills starting today. When it comes to the question of where to learn drawing, I have to say that contemporary art education will not give you strong drawing skills. Today in Western Europe and North America, good quality art education has been replaced by the Express Yourself curriculum. There are not many places left in the world where you can still find art institutions teaching traditional, time-proven drawing techniques. To help you in your desire to learn how to draw, I created the Drawing Academy course where you can study the skills of drawing in the comfort of your home. The Drawing Art Academy is an online course that teaches solid skills of classical drawing. Academy tutors will show you, by their own example, how to draw as they create artworks right in front of your eyes from beginning to end, all while explaining step by step everything you need to know about drawing. Here is what you will get with the Drawing Art Academy course. 45 how to draw video lessons presented online. Multiple fine art bonus books. Personal academic support from the Academy tutors via email. Postgraduate free lifetime access to all video lessons and bonuses. Diploma of Excellence in your name. The total value of the 45 video lessons presented in the Drawing Art Academy course is $4,455, 45 lessons at $99 each. However, you will not pay that. This course will cost you as little as 1 cup of coffee per day. It will give you a much better value than you would get from a contemporary art college or university. You can enroll on a monthly basis, making 3 easy installments of $97 per month over 3 months. If you want to save even more, get all the video lessons and bonus books for a one-time payment of only $257. You will receive immediate access to all Academy materials. Your subscription will become free of charge for a lifetime thereafter. This includes all future updates and upgrades at no cost. Click Add to Cart button now.